So today's adventure, Mount Harvey in Lions Bay. It's overcast right now, but the weather says it's supposed to clear up, partly cloudy for the rest of the day, starting in about half an hour. So this is the same area in Lions Bay that splits off to the Lions and Mount Brunswick. You're gaining about 15 to 1600 meters of elevation in about 7.5 kilometers. So it's a tougher one. I'm just on this old logging road right now. I left the trailhead about 6 minutes ago. Already huffing and puffing. So got my water, got my hammock for the top. I also got some food, and I'll check in with you in a bit. So, been hiking now around half an hour. Still on this path, which is a very clear-cut path. I'm hoping it gets a little more offbeat soon. Is it just me, or does this path look eerily like the trail from Beauty and the Beast, where he's on his horse and he chooses the wrong path down the scary route because it's a shortcut?
No, let's go this way.
Just me? Well, finally off the logging trail, going on this steep ass incline through the woods. We're making progress. That's all that matters. It's beautiful! This part of the trail, about an hour into the hike, just past the waterfall. It's definitely steep and slow going at this point. It went from a very steady pace uphill to a very steep incline for a little section there. But looks like it's leveling out now. An hour and 20 minutes into the hike. I just finished what was a very steep section all through the forest. I can start seeing a bit of the bay house sound there through the woods. I'm gonna shed a lot of water weight today and a lot of blood from all these mosquitoes. I'm 30 minutes into the hike, and there's a small lookout here of Howe Sound, and there's Bowen Island over there, Horseshoe Bay. I can't remember, is that Kiefer? And that's Giambi. And then there's Vancouver Island way back over there. So the trail is still going way up into the clouds there. I'm hoping they'll clear out, just like in the distance there, starting to get blue skies, and this is a gorgeous view. So yeah, I think I might sit on that log for 2 or 3 minutes, have my banana, have my granola bar, and continue on my way. This is the trail that never ends. It goes on, my friends. Back in the woods, it just never stops going uphill. I do see a glimmer of hope at the top there, but I don't know if it's just playing with my emotions. Take me out to dinner and make me pay the bill kind of thing. But I'll let you know if it's the top or if it's something nice. Hopefully not more woods. Well, gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed. I'm just near the summit, Mount Harvey in the distance there, but it's all fog up here. clouds don't look like they're going to clear. I'd say I'm about half a kilometer away, but I'm really hungry. I might just stop, have a bite to eat, and then head back down because I still have to go all the way down. And it's 4:11, so I want to make sure I'm not hiking in the dark. Yeah, I'd have to say not one of my favorite hikes. Most of the time you're in the forest, and there's, I think, 2 lookouts, and this should be a lookout, but it's all fog. That should be all Howe Sound down there, just like what you saw in the first lookout, but I'm above the cloud line now. So advice, if you're going to do this hike, you better like bugs. There's a lot of mosquitoes, especially if it's wet. I can't tell you yet if you should take hiking poles, but I'll tell you when I get to the bottom, because it is pretty steep. And you gotta like hiking in the forest. I prefer hiking on exposed ridges where I have a nice scenic view the whole time. And this is not one of those hikes. It's tough. A little bit of rain. But I gotta tell you, this hike was so worth it just for the sandwich. Oh god, look at that. Look how good that looks. Oh. It makes it all worth it. I'm a man for food. Well, what do you know? Looks like my rant angered the gods and they wanted to give me just a peek of the views as I headed back. So I'm just actually 5 minutes from when I last talked to you about my sandwich, which is now gone, and I'm sad. Although I have another half, but that's for the bottom. But I'm sure that the summit has an unobscured views of these, but it's still in the clouds, and I like it right here because it's pretty. Overall, not a bad day. One thing to note on the way down, you gotta watch your footing every step. Use whatever you can to brace yourself, a tree, a rock, a root. These things are slippery even just because it just rained, so these can be really, really slippery. I was about half an hour too early to leave the summit because it looks like all the clouds cleared. So, oh well. My knees are already starting to get a little sore, and I'm between the second and first viewpoint. Back at first lookout, well, what I'm calling first lookout. Sun's out, so I figured I'd just record it again just because it's pretty. I'm officially back on the trail that's the defined path. For my review, let me start with the pros. Today there was absolutely no one on the trail. It was just me the whole time for the last 4 hours. You got a nice lookout at the top, and it's challenging, so it's a good workout. Now the cons. There's a lot of mosquitoes. It's pretty steep for views that are very similar to St. Mark's Summit. And St. Mark's is about 5 kilometers less. It's a lot easier. And because it's steep, you have to walk down. And that's hard on the knees. My knees are sore right now. There's not much scenery. I mean, you're on a logging road for the first part. And then you're in the forest. And there's only about 3 clearings where you actually have a good view. Even Mount Seymour is way cooler, in my opinion. Everything's in my opinion. Just got back to the parking lot. I have set up the hammock to my car, and I'm just eating the other half of my sandwich. It was a nice day. Ended up being a nice day. Can't say that about most of the hike up, but what I don't do for these sandwiches. So good. I'm gonna go home and have a beer.